I think we can handle one little girl.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 times female movie characters went beast mode.
There are 215 bones in the human body. That's one.
This is no man's land, Diana. It means no man can cross it, all right?
I am no man.
For this list, we'll be looking at the times where big screen heroines stopped holding back and started going all out against their enemies. Since some of these action-packed scenes happen at climactic moments, a spoiler warning is in effect. Who's your favorite female action star? Let us know in the comments below. Number 20. Letty Ortiz's Bodyguard Brawl, Furious 7.
Would you believe I knocked him out with my charm?
You need that charming bitch.
During the mission to recover a hacking device called the God's Eye, Letty is confronted by security. After taking out a handful of guards by herself, she faces off against an intimidating woman, played by Ronda Rousey.
Thank God you showed up. These parties bore me to death.
Letty's opponent is a bigger fighter with professional bodyguard training, so she has to dig deep to win. Letty uses improvised weapons and her environment to level the playing field. She ends their clash by throwing herself and her opponent off a balcony. Although her fight may have been overshadowed by the crazy stunts in the rest of the movie, her victory showed that Letty cannot be underestimated. Number 19. Cataleya Restrepo gets her long-awaited revenge, Colombiana. When Cataleya was a girl, the vicious Don Luis ordered his henchmen to kill her parents. After spending years training to become an assassin, she gets an opportunity to get her revenge.
And you will not see her until it's too late.
She tracks Don Luis to a house where he's surrounded by numerous armed goons, but the amount of enemies does not matter to Cataleya. After firing an RPG missile into Don Luis's house, she stalks and hunts every single henchman down like an apex predator. During her rampage of revenge, towels and toothbrushes become deadly weapons in her hands. Cataleya doesn't stop until Don Luis meets a terrible fate. Her overwhelming home invasion finally brought her tale of vengeance to a close. Number 18. Hanna escapes a CIA facility. Hanna.
I just missed your heart.
While most kids spend their childhoods in school, Hanna spent her formative years learning how to become a living weapon. The CIA learned how dangerous she was when they brought her to a secret facility for questioning. The 15-year-old Hanna distracts the agents by crying before making her great escape. She guns down any trained CIA operatives who get in her way with lightning-fast efficiency. Hanna's speed, cunning, and brutality strike fear in the hearts of more than a few adults. Despite the CIA's superior resources and numbers, she manages to escape their hideout without a scratch. We honestly don't think there's a facility in the world that could hold Hanna. Number 17. Trinity's terrific introduction, The Matrix.
I think we can handle one little girl.
One of the best sci-fi movies of all time opens with a legendary heroine doing what she does best. While the rebellious Trinity is on a phone call, she realizes that the authorities have been listening in. When officers come to arrest her, she refuses to go quietly. Trinity takes down all the cops in the blink of an eye, and when reinforcements try to take her in, she leads them on a wild and thrilling chase. The agents and cops on her tail have to pull out all the stops to try and keep up with her, but Trinity was way too out of their league.
Get up, Trinity. Just get up. Get up.
Her insane speed and fighting techniques ensured she escaped to hack another day. Number 16. Black Widow clears a path, Iron Man 2.
Look, I'm not letting you go in there alone.
You want to help? Keep the car running.
Okay.
Although Iron Man 2 was mostly about Tony Stark, Natasha Romanoff, aka the Black Widow, nearly stole the movie with one amazing scene. When Ivan Vanko takes control of numerous drones and Rhodey's War Machine suit, Natasha and Happy Hogan go to stop him. Black Widow wastes no time getting to work when she arrives at Vanko's hideout. She dispatches the guards standing in between her and the villain with a combination of gadgets and her insane fighting prowess. By the time Happy finishes knocking out one guard, Natasha has left a hallway full of injured men in her wake. This dynamic and exciting scene showed exactly why she was Avengers material.
Thank you very much, Agent Romanoff.
Number 15. Harley Quinn picks someone up from the police station. Birds of Prey. A recently emancipated Harley Quinn must break a thief out of a police station to save her own skin.
I'll give you till midnight. And then I'm gonna peel off that pretty face and pickle it.
But instead of posting bail, she decides to take a more aggressive approach. Harley takes a bunch of officers down with her aptly named Fun Gun. After they're out of the way, she uses acrobatic moves to land devastating blows on angry prisoners. Harley caps off the prison break by using a bat to wail on a bunch of armed gangsters. Despite the importance of the mission, she seems to have a lot of fun taking down everyone who gets in her way. The carefree attitude Harley shows while beating up dozens of guys proves she's one of the most dangerous people in Gotham.
How do I be like you?
Number 14. Mrs. Weasley destroys Bellatrix. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Throughout the Harry Potter franchise, Molly Weasley is portrayed as a kind and caring witch.
Bit peaky, but I'm afraid dinner will have to wait until after the meeting's finished. No time to explain. Straight upstairs, first door on the left.
But she transforms into a ruthless warrior in the final movie of the series. During the first half of the Battle of Hogwarts, Molly's son Fred is killed in battle. So she absolutely loses her mind when her daughter Ginny is targeted by a Death Eater named Bellatrix Lestrange.
Not my daughter, you bitch!
Molly immediately unleashes an onslaught of powerful spells against the evil witch. Her last spell is so powerful that it literally blows the Death Eater to pieces. There was an important lesson learned at Hogwarts that day. If you mess with Molly's children, she will show you no mercy. Number 13. Captain Marvel goes Super Saiyan. Captain Marvel.
That's not their defense system, Ronan.
Pilot and warrior Carol Danvers showed audiences that she had considerable power throughout her solo film, but she ascended to an entirely new level in the film's climax.
Oh, hey guys.
After Carol gains access to her full powers, she becomes utterly unstoppable. She's able to take out formidable Kree soldiers in just a few blows. She also becomes powerful enough to blow up missiles and punch through spaceships. Carol's newfound strength is so intimidating, the big bad Ronan the Accuser retreats as soon as she threatens him. The most impressive part of Carol's literal glow-up is that we don't know if we've seen the final form of her power. She could legitimately be the strongest character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Number 12. Hit Girl in the Hallway. Kick-Ass. If they gave out awards for deadliest movie preteen of all time, Hit Girl would be a contender for the gold medal. She routinely takes out enemies more than twice her size over the course of the movie, but her greatest feat takes place in a hallway. When a group of armed thugs in a corridor stand between her and revenge, Hit Girl readies her weapons and gets to work. She stabs and shoots her way through the thugs while dodging bullets and reloading her guns in the most badass way possible. Hit Girl leaves her enemies so shook that they almost use a bazooka just to take her out. Although she's just a kid, her lethal skills are more than enough to frighten adults.
Playtime's over, kid.
I never play.
Number 11. Evelyn Salt eliminates her former allies. Salt. Everyone who meets Evelyn Salt has trouble figuring out where her true allegiances lie. But the one thing we know for sure is that you don't want to get on her bad side. A group of Russian sleeper agents learned that the hard way when she arrived on their barge. Although Salt grew up alongside some of the agents, she doesn't hesitate to kill a literal boat full of them after they end her husband's life.
Are you ready to watch him die?
She dispatches her armed allies with grenades, guns, and even a bottle of vodka. It's over so quick that the agents barely have time to register what happened. It's a shame this Angelina Jolie vehicle never got a sequel. We would love to see Salt in more legendary scenes like this. Number 10. Hela conquers Asgard. Thor Ragnarok.
It's come to my attention that you don't know who I am.
Shortly after King Odin dies, his daughter Hela tries to take over Asgard. But the Asgardians won't let her take the throne without a fight. Unfortunately for them, Hela is powerful enough to take their entire army by herself. She easily decimates warships and countless amounts of soldiers without even breaking a sweat. Hela's also tough enough to get run through with a sword and treat it like a minor inconvenience. When the dust settles, an entire army of Asgardian soldiers lays dead at her feet. Hela's raw display of power cemented her as the biggest threat that Asgard had ever faced.
Oh, I've missed this.
Number 9. Éowyn defeats the Witch King, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Most Middle-earth warriors rightfully feared the Witch King. This powerful servant of Sauron could not be killed by the hands of a man. He seemed unbeatable, until Éowyn met him in battle.
I will kill you if you touch him.
While defending her wounded uncle, she slices off the head of the Witch King's fell beast. Although he retaliates with a series of severe blows, she finally gets an opening. The Witch King initially thinks he's safe.
You fool. No man can kill me.
But Éowyn lets him know that he's not fighting a man before plunging her sword into his face.
I am no man.
Éowyn's badass feat struck a huge blow to the forces of evil while giving us one of the most epic moments of the entire franchise. Number 8. Laura cuts down the mercenaries. Logan.
Go get him.
Did you ever wonder what would happen if you gave a young girl all of Wolverine's powers? A scene in Logan shows that you get a deadly pint-sized powerhouse. When a group of mercenaries tries to capture a young mutant named Laura, she shows them that she's every bit as ferocious as Logan. She slices and stabs enemies with her adamantium claws, and since she heals extremely quickly, their bullets and weapons can't do any permanent damage. Even Logan is momentarily stunned at how brutal and deadly she is. The bad guys were lucky Laura decided to drive away with Wolverine and Professor X. If she'd continued to fight, there might not have been a mercenary left alive. Number 7. Yusho Lien and Yu Jiaolong, aka Gen Yu's intense duel. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Shu Lien and Jiaolong are both incredible fighters and swordswomen, but during their climactic duel, Gen Yu has one big advantage. She wields the Green Destiny, a sword that can cut through nearly anything. Despite the huge disadvantage, Shu Lien rushes into battle. She uses a variety of different weapons present around the room to match the might of the Green Destiny. At the same time, Gen Yu has to push her abilities to the limits to keep up with the talented Shu Lien. Neither fighter holds anything back in the breathtaking duel. In the end, Shu Lien carves out a narrow victory. But Gen Yu's ferocity and skill did not make the win easy. Number 6. River Tam takes down the Reavers. Serenity.
Do you really think any of us are gonna get through this?
Reavers are a violent group of humans that strike fear into everyone in the verse. This brutal gang was willing and ready to put a permanent end to the Serenity crew. Luckily, River was there.
My turn.
She locks herself in a room with the approaching Reavers to keep them from her injured crew. Once they're safe, River picks up a few weapons and starts slaying Reavers. She becomes a whirlwind of blades and death until every single enemy is permanently down for the count. Although she's out of breath by the end of the battle, it doesn't appear that she's injured at all. In River's battle against the Reavers, she was an untouchable force of nature. Number 5. Sarah Connor escapes from a mental hospital. Terminator 2: Judgment Day.
There are 215 bones in the human body. That's one.
In the years after she was nearly killed by a futuristic robot called a Terminator, Sarah Connor put herself through intensive training. Unfortunately, she was placed in a mental hospital after people found out what she was preparing for. Sarah still got a chance to put her combat skills to use in one stunning scene. After being strapped to a bed in a mental hospital, she breaks out of her restraints with just a paperclip. Sarah uses whatever weapon she can get a hold of to take out the guards. Although they try to threaten and ambush her, none of the hospital staff can stop her from getting to the exit. Sarah's awesome escape attempt showed she was more than ready to fight Terminators. Number 4. Lorraine Broughton's exhausting fight, Atomic Blonde. Since Charlize Theron has played so many badass heroines, it was hard to choose just one for this list. It was tempting to showcase a fantastic Furiosa moment, or an awesome Andy scene from the old guard. But we ultimately had to go with an awesome Atomic Blonde sequence. While Theron's Lorraine is defending a defector, she's attacked by numerous thugs. Throughout a long scene edited to appear like one continuous take, she takes down every enemy. What makes this scene so badass is that Lorraine gets more exhausted as the scene goes on. The fact that she pushes past her pain and body's limits until every enemy is down made this Theron set piece stand out above the rest. Number 3. Ellen Ripley topples a queen. Aliens. After flying away from a settlement crawling with aliens, Ripley and her fellow survivors thought they could finally rest. Unfortunately, there was a stowaway on their ship. A furious alien queen tries to kill the remaining survivors.
Get away from her, you bitch!
But Ripley refuses to let her allies die. She jumps into an exosuit, calls the creature out, and dukes it out with the alien queen. Ripley doesn't let up until she personally makes sure that the creature has been sent flying out of the airlock into the cold vacuum of space. Although the alien queen thought she'd be able to kill the exhausted survivors, she sorely underestimated how badass Ripley is.
Not bad for a human.
Number 2. Diana Prince crosses no man's land. Wonder Woman.
This is no man's land, Diana. It means no man can cross it, all right?
An Allied battalion had lost all hope of advancing towards German forces, but Wonder Woman refused to let them give up. Although her allies tried to hold her back, she stepped forward into no man's land. Diana blocks a hail of bullets and an explosive mortar sent by German soldiers. At one point, her shield is being hit with so much artillery fire that she can't even move. But she never quits. Diana's bold decision to go into no man's land inspires her allies to persevere, push forward, and free an entire village of people. Her heroic actions also had the added bonus of creating arguably the best scene in the DC cinematic universe so far. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Bride decimates the Crazy 88. Kill Bill Volume 1. The Bride desperately wants to get her revenge against the talented swordswoman Oren Ishii, but the two couldn't cross swords right away.
So, Oren, any more subordinates for me to kill?
Before they fought, Oren ordered the members of the Crazy 88 army to kill the Bride.
You didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you?
Unfortunately, the Yakuza group never stood a chance. The Bride slices through the gang with skill, swiftness, and precision. Despite being severely outnumbered, she never yields for a moment. The Bride only stops when she's ensured that every member of the Crazy 88 is no longer willing to fight. She accomplished this phenomenal feat without any backup or superpowers. The Bride's incredible takedown of the Crazy 88 stands as one of the best examples of a heroine going beast mode. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.